Now you just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Chip and Dale. How are you guys doing? Hello, Grogu.
Don't be shy. Let you want over.
Universal Orlando Resort, Earl the Squirrel needs his own Christmas tree over here for the meet and greet. I think so. I think we're gonna make that happen. We'll put that.
4 of you have tried to kill me in the past. 1 of you succeeded.
Oh wow.
Do you think the people on the moon ever look over and say, wow, it's a full spaceship Earth tonight?
But welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona, I don't remember what it's called. Good morning, Magic Crew. How are you guys doing today? It is Friday, August 25th, I believe it is. I'm just happy that I remember what day of the week it is, because when you're on a cruise ship, you tend to forget sometimes. So good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Glad you could join us for another Ear to Ear Magic live stream, coming to you live from the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady here in Bimini. Bimini. Bimini? Boppity?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
No. But glad you guys could join us. Started a little early this morning. But we wanted to check in on another fine, beautiful day on the ship today. The ship is quiet because at 8 o'clock this morning, the doors opened up on the back of the ship, and so many of the sailors here on the Scarlet Lady made their way out onto the island to enjoy a day in the sand and have a great beach day. We did some more touring. As travel agents here, or first mates as they call us here with Virgin Voyages, and we have had a very nice, I thought it was going to be breakfast, but it's much more of a brunch, because the first thing I had to eat today was clam chowder, and it was delicious over at the Wake. And now we're going to take a little bit of time to again share some things here on the Virgin Voyages cruise line with you guys, answer some questions, again, show you our room, our sea terrace, and then take you to some places that are a little more empty now because people are on the beach before we close out and hit the beach ourselves a little bit later. So welcome in. If you guys are watching us for the first time here on Ear to Ear Magic, my name is Chris. Susan's sitting right over there. And we are your Virgin Voyages travel agents, I guess you can say, and we're glad that you guys can hang out with us today here on Ear to Ear Magic. We do stream Monday through Friday, normally in the parks at Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando Resort, and this week we have been bringing you guys with us on our cruise. So sometimes the signal may be a little sketchy. We are working off of the upgraded Wi-Fi that they have here on the ship, which is pretty good, especially when someone like myself who does a lot of social media is continually uploading and working hard to bring you guys an idea of what it's like to be on the ship. So we're going to be working hard to try to get you guys at least a good glimpse of what you can expect to see when you come onto the ship. So good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Good morning, Anthony. Good to see you. Green Giant's here. Carol's with us this morning. Welcome in, Carol. Disney Lisa, how are you? Cake Toast is with us. Cindy Charming. We already had a great brunch meal this morning in the wake. Roxanne, good to see you this morning. How are you? Good to see you, Jill. Many of you guys have been following along with us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. We've had a lot of good conversations back and forth with Virgin Voyages on Threads, which is, you know, the new thing here with Instagram. I have not had a good time with TikTok, so I think TikTok's going to be getting back on shore, but for some reason I cannot connect to TikTok the same way as I do everything else. And Patreon, thank you to all of our patrons. We have been putting a lot of stuff over on Patreon. So if you are one of our patrons, first of all, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, for making it possible for us to do what we do. But we would just like to say thank you to our patrons. We have been putting a lot of extra stuff up on the Patreon. So if you guys are one of our patrons already, don't forget to go check it out over at patreon.com/ear-to-ear-magic. And I'm putting more videos and more pictures on Patreon than I am anywhere else for this cruise, just as a special thank you to our patrons for this trip. So go check that out, guys, if you guys are already a patron. I'm going to do a quick refresh because whenever I get started here, it looks kind of wonky. I'm assuming it looks okay from the other side, but I can only see the top half of my screen. So I'm going to do a complete refresh if it will even allow me. It actually is not. So I am going to
Hang tight, everyone.
I'll be right back. There we go. Now I've got my screen back and I can see a little bit better. Michelle says, we've been enjoying the pictures and videos over on Patreon. And a few things I even put up. Some of the things are some of the same content and pictures that I put other places, but a lot earlier. But there are some pictures and videos that I have only put over on Patreon. So enjoy those. And I hope you guys don't miss out. Good morning, Mouse Ears and Beers. How are you? I would love for you guys, if you have questions while we are going through this morning, feel free to ask. If I miss it, mods, please let me know, because Susan's with me as well. So we're trying hard as we can to keep it up. One of the things I wanted to, again, show you guys, this is our room remote. This little tablet here is a pretty handy dandy little item, because not only does it control your television in the sea terrace, it also controls your ambient lighting. It allows you to get in contact with guest services. It enables you to close your curtains without having to get up, which is really kind of cool. I can also turn off lights and do all kinds of room controls on here. So I can show you, I can turn off the ceiling light, I can turn it on, I can make it dimmer, I can turn on my desk lamp, I can turn off my desk lamp, and you can even have different moods, so it will change the ambient lighting to go along with certain things, including hangover. Last night was the Scarlet Night, which means everybody dressed in red, and the party didn't even start until 9 p.m. and it went way into the morning. Needed to sleep in a little bit this morning. You can hit the hangover, and when you go into hangover mode, all of the ambient lighting will actually go darker and the curtains will close. So it's pretty cool. I've got all those turned off at the moment just because I've set it up so that you guys can see me a little bit better this morning. You can also control your television from here, and just to show you guys what that looks like, I'm turning on the TV. Entertainment services. I can see movies, I can see series, and I can see videos just about Virgin Voyages. to learn more about the cruise line as well. And as far as the movies, there are a ton of movies on here. A lot of them brand new. Some of them like 65. What were some of the other ones we just
Guardians
saw?
of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Ant-Man, Quantumania, and
Could totally stay in the room and have it Marvel.
just watch movies. Super Mario Brothers, Cocaine Bear. These are all movies that came out this year. And there's a huge selection of movies. I'm just kind of flipping through here. And you can watch them whenever you want to. Also, you can go to series and watch things like The Last of Us off of HBO Max. Or what I thought was extremely funny was the fact that you can watch a couple of episodes of Gilligan's Island.
That was fun.
Ironic, don't you think? When you go to services on the pad, it's not an iPad, it's actually a Nova. You can order fresh towels for the room. You can request that your cabin be cleaned. You can have your bed shifted to make it into 2 twin-size beds. You can order more water. One of the things that Susan's really enjoyed about this trip is you got a fresh carafe of water
Twice
all
a
the
day.
time here.
Or
So,
more often if needed.
if you ask for it, they'll come and give you some more water, but there's always water in the room. There's something to drink. You can have laundry picked up, and if you need something to be worked on, there's even a maintenance button. You can say, we need somebody to take a look at this or that. So all of this is done with this little handy-dandy little pad. It's got a cradle for charging off to the side. But this is a really nice, neat little piece of technology. So Disney Dad 626, thank you for being a Magic Crew cast. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Everybody, welcome in Disney Dad 626. I'm going to put this down before I keep playing with it. Wonder Woman. Oh, we can watch Wonder Woman.
Fanatics blog is in.
I'm going to jump back into the chat. Teresa says, is it better to be a channel member or Patreon? They're kind of different. Channel members are good for supporting YouTube and you get a lot more stuff during the stream. Patreon is going to be things even outside of YouTube and can be at any time. So if you're ones in which you would like to have conversation or pictures when streams aren't going on, Patreon's a good way to go. The other great thing about Patreon is one of the perks that we have for all Patreon members is the first Tuesday of every month we have a Zoom call. That allows you to not only be part of a live stream, you're in it, audio and visual. So you get to be in the call with everybody else. You get to learn a lot about other people that are in the community. And it's honestly one of the best things ever, that Zoom call. So look for that first Tuesday of every month. That's with Patreon. And there are different levels depending on how you want to support the channel. Channel members, as far as a Magic Crew cast, it's only one level. We wanted to make it very affordable. We wanted to make it very easy for everybody to be a part of it. And it really just depends on what you're looking for as far as perks. So, let me catch back up in the chat. I've been talking about this pad for a while. Good morning, Heather. How are you, Chris? Linda wants to know, can you rate the food versus other cruise lines? So I'm going to flip this over real quick. Susan's sitting on the other side of the camera here. I'm going to let her have a second to answer that question. How would you rate the food versus Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean?
So, I mean, the food that we've had is amazing. We were actually just discussing this morning. So, if you go on any of the other cruise lines, I'm not saying they have bad food. So let me just preface that. Their food is not bad. The food was good. But it's food that's made for a large group of people at one time. So, 120 people are all seated about the same time in the main dining room. They're cooking all of that food at once. It has for that reason, it means reflected in the food that you get. The restaurants that are on board Virgin Voyages are...
We're getting our balcony cleaned.
Yeah, they're cleaning our balconies today. the food that they serve on board Virgin Voyages in their restaurants is made to order, and when you book into their restaurants, you're essentially making a reservation just like you would anywhere on land. So, some people are eating at 6 o'clock, but somebody else is eating at 7:15, and someone else is eating at 8. And so all of the food is made to order at, when you order it. They are making your food for you. And it just adds an additional element of freshness, I would say. I have had several dishes now that were modified specifically for me, and it was super easy to do.
A lot easier to modify dishes when they're making your meal.
It for me. Like, they're not having to go in and be like, oh, well, we have 20 of this dish that we were making, now we need to make one that's special. No, they're all special because they're cooking them all at the time that they're ordered. So Chris just closed our curtains. Sorry guys, it did make it a little darker in here. So
we can make it brighter.
But I have loved the food. I would say that this food that we have had on Virgin Voyages kind of blows everyone else's food away. Now, I will say I've not had the specialty dining on Royal Caribbean yet. I've not had the opportunity to do that. We've had short cruises, and there just really wasn't any time to devote to it. So perhaps their specialty dining might come a little closer to what we've experienced on Virgin Voyages. But you pay extra for the premium dining experiences on Royal Caribbean, or additionally on Disney Cruise Line. They have those types of dining experiences, and they are an extra fee. All the dining that we've done here on
Whoops.
He's playing, y'all.
Whoopsie.
All of the dining that we have experienced here on Virgin Voyages has been included. There's no additional fee. We had steak and eggs for breakfast.
Oh, steak and eggs. I had
was
clam chowder for brunch.
Chef's kiss. I had a wedge salad. One of the best wedge salads that I've had in quite some time. The food was just it's really good. I mean, it's at a level that I have not gotten on a cruise line so far. So
I had my first order today that was not cooked how I ordered it. Mm-hmm. And I had ordered on my steak and eggs. I had ordered my eggs to be over easy.
Yep.
And they were a little on the hard side.
Yes, because we're closer to like over medium as opposed to over easy.
And it's eggs. It's not like they're burnt. They're not, That's the worst I have experienced, is the fact that my eggs weren't as runny as I had ordered them. And it was still perfectly fine.
Mine, however, were perfect. They were like over easy, break the yolk, and it runs this creamy goodness all over the steak. It was delicious.
So Anthony was asking, when you get back, can you post in the community page which heel supports you use? Actually, I can tell you right now. It's X Stance, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
X STANCE X Stance.
Yeah.
And I need to make some content to share that with you guys, but that works really well for my feet. That I really enjoyed walking in the parks a lot.
Yeah, they've worked really well for him. Better than the ones that he got at the expensive running shoe store.
Adam says, any late night snacks? We did get
so
some.
many late night snacks.
Yes.
So many.
We didn't get any late night snacks last night because we were going to a couple of the parties.
I got mashed potatoes.
Oh, we did. I got mashed potatoes and succotash.
Candy.
Corn succotash. I got gummy bears.
Yeah, so we walked.
Swedish
so one
fish.
of the areas you can walk through has just like little sweet bite snacks, and then they have these huge jars of candy, and you just tell them what you want, and they scoop it into a bag for you. So Chris got Swedish fish. I got saltwater taffy. Sometimes they have gummy bears.
I don't think they were really Swedish.
No.
No, I think they spoke very well.
Okay.
They had very good English.
Were they tasty?
Carol, yes, we did get the email from, I believe you,
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah, I will resend to you because I did send something to everyone. And
I did actually get some comment. I did actually have some communications that went out yesterday, and they all came back. It's weird. I can upload certain things, but certain text.
Sometimes the Wi-Fi causes things to get lost in the shuffle here on the boat, but we'll resend.
I had somebody ask me some questions yesterday in text, and I sent all kinds of stuff, and none of them would go through.
Yeah.
So it really kind of depends. But if we don't get in touch with you guys,
I have you on my list, Carol. I will get in touch with you one way or the other because I know you very possibly want to make a decision while we're still in the boat. So don't worry. We'll get in touch. We'll connect.
Awesome. Sure. Guajarini landed the slot in the Neverland virtual 5K for the Springtime Surprise. Excellent. If you guys are Disney runners and run Disney, don't forget if you're doing the virtual for the Springtime Surprise. It opened up at 10 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. And go get them now if you're looking to do that virtual, and to all those who are over in our virtual group. If I weren't on a cruise ship here, we probably would be doing a lot more over there at the moment. So, Sheree, good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Good to see you, Greg. Miss Meow Meow's watching from Scotland. And we want to know what kind of other questions do you guys have this morning. Good morning, Minas. What do you want to know about our cruise ship, our room, anything else? This is a good time to ask. We can't, I was going to say, we're going to quickly take you out on the balcony, but they may start, they're actually cleaning the balconies today.
You're going to be power washing them.
Yeah, because, most of the sailors are going to be on the island.
Yes.
So this is
and even a good chunk of the staff, because the staff on the boat also helps to, they run the beach club. So it's just a good opportunity for them to do that.
Get a good time, GFET.
And when you think about it, the boat is constantly at sea, except for the few hours they're in ports or at dock in Miami. So this is a longer port. We arrived at 8. We're not leaving till 6:30 tonight. So it gives them a good opportunity to just go through and give all of the sea terraces just a quick rinse, make sure they're clean. Although I'm just going to say, our sea terrace is looking pretty nice. So their standards are obviously a little higher for keeping things clean than they are for us, because I am perfectly content with the level of clean it is right now.
We have a couple of other questions to throw at you. Are you using your magnetic hooks?
Yes, they're on the wall right now. In fact, Chris's hat is hanging on one of the hooks. I have an sleep mask that I use at night, and it's hanging on a hook. We've got them up, and they are handy. They do have metal walls on Virgin Voyages, just like they do on most cruise ships. They don't look metal. They look, because they're white, and they look painted. They don't look like metal at all. But yeah, no, they are metal, and you can use those magnetic hooks if you want to.
Greg wants to know, which cruise do you like better? The one that you're on now, the other one you went on, I'm assuming we're talking about the Royal Caribbean one we did in June, the group cruise. Here's the thing.
To me, they're very different products. So it's
They
hard
are.
for me to say I like one over the other. I do love Virgin Voyages. I can't sail with my family on Virgin Voyages, at least not all of them. The boys are currently old enough where they could both come, but Liberty would have to stay home. So
Caleb just got old enough to be.
Yeah. So I mean, the activities are different. I enjoy both of them. I honestly, I don't know if I would say that I like one over the other.
Here's the thing, being foodies, I have to say I'm enjoying the food a lot better. I mean, some of the food on Royal Caribbean is just as good and amazing, but there's other meals we've had on Royal Caribbean which are just kind of,
so one of the things that I like is that there is always food available. And I'm not talking room service. I'm talking we can walk down to the galley at any point in time, and there is food. Now,
Diner
there
and
may not
Dash.
be as wide a variety of food at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., but there is food there constantly. It is constantly available. You can get food anytime you want. And I love that.
Well, this is sort of like the idea of a Disney resort hotel. For someone to go, well, if you're going to stay at Disney, you have to stay at the Contemporary. Well, that's not exactly the right way to say it, because depending on what your budget is, what you're looking to do, and what you wanted to get out of it. So it all has to do with answering those questions that are the most important to you. So good morning, David D. We are in Bimini at the moment. And
we're going to take you guys up on deck to show you a little bit of that in just a moment. Other questions we had this morning. Good morning, Pickle Shake. Good to see you, George. George, I'm debating. They have the ships, but I have a glass one and I have the red.
It's like a plastic.
No,
Or
it's
melamine.
melamine. It's the sort of like the one we got before, but it's either red or glass. I'm like, I can't decide. Good morning, Terry. We had another question in here. Do you need a passport? Sam wants to know. They do ask that you have a passport. For our particular cruise, it's not as important.
So one of the reasons that they have had this rule in the past is because they do a lot of international ports of call, or starts and ends, and a good chunk of their cruises start, say, in the United States and end somewhere else, which all of those would require a passport. So they started their cruise life requiring that for all cruises, with it being difficult but possible to get an exception if you were in a closed loop U.S. cruise. That being said, they have relaxed that rule greatly. There's not even a form you have to fill out anymore. There's just the assumption that you will have a birth certificate and a driver's license for a closed loop cruise, and they will allow you to do that. There's no form to fill out. You just show up at the port to check in.
Honestly, for yesterday,
at the terminal, and you just give them
at Key West yesterday, they didn't even ask for your ID.
No, because we were coming on and
The
off
US port.
at a U.S. port, so literally
depends
all
on
they
the
did was
depends
scan
on the
our band.
destination. But if you're going outside the U.S., it's not required, but highly recommended.
Yes.
Because honestly, if something were to happen and you were to get stuck there,
You need to have
you
a
wanna-
medical
you need to-
emergency.
yeah, you wanna have
that
a passport.
required you to get off the boat and have to fly home. Here's the thing: closed loop, no big deal. If you have to fly home, you have to have a passport. So at that point, it becomes an urgent emergency with
Best
a
to
lot
have
of stress and trauma involved, where you have to get in touch with the local embassy and have them fast track that for you. You can't leave until you get it. You're kind of stuck. So yeah.
Next question, Captain Tuttle. Are gratuities included when you pay for a Virgin Voyage?
Yes, all gratuities are included, and that's not just the prepaid gratuities that you pay after you purchase a sailing on another cruise line. This includes everything that you would buy. So on Royal Caribbean, your prepaid gratuities are not included for, say, for example, a drink that you would purchase for the bartender. You're going to have to pay them an additional, a gratuity. That is included in the cost of any drink.
There are no tip
purchase.
jars.
If you do
No tip jars.
there's no tip jars. If you do a coffee at the coffee shop, a fancy coffee, they're going to charge you the cost of the coffee, and then you're done. You don't have to give them a
You
tip.
just scan.
There's no
you just
tip for good service.
you don't have to
They
sign
provide
anything. You
good
just
service regardless.
you just tap your bracelet to the machine and
Yeah.
you walk away. You're good to go.
Unless you think that means that Virgin Voyages is shortchanging their staff. We have talked to multiple cast members on board. I don't know what you call them, staff. They are so happy to be on this ship. In fact, several of them were like, I used to sail with insert.
10 years.
competitive
They were 10
cruise
years
line.
with another cruise line, and though they've enjoyed their time there, they're
Would never go back.
They were so much happier now.
They were like, they take such good care of us.
Riley wants to know, I know you've been on the hunt for gluten-free options. Have you seen many vegan or entirely plant-based items available on board?
Lots. There are lots.
Lots of vegan, lots of vegetarian.
Every single restaurant has
At least something on the main menu.
normally 2 or 3 options that are vegetarian or vegan. And then Razzle Dazzle, one of their restaurants, is they would promote it as
Vegan forward.
vegan forward. So there is meat on the menu.
All the meat items are in red on the menu, but all
Yeah.
the rest of them are all plant-based.
Yes, and then they have vegetarian and vegan options. There are so many vegan options.
You were going to order something today, but they said even though it's egg in a hole, but there's not real eggs. There's no real eggs.
He's like, it kind of looks like eggs because it's like corn based, and I'm like, no, I want my eggs, because he's trying to explain to me it would still be good, and I'm like, no, There's other good options.
She wanted the eggs.
I want actual eggs.
Disney Dad 626 says, "How are the beds, and how do you feel? Do you feel any emotion while you're sleeping?" Now,
I don't. I mean, I didn't feel.
while I'm sleeping, I didn't feel anything. But when you're laying in bed, I will tell you, as far as the beds are concerned,
They're firm.
they're very firm. They're a lot firmer than our own personal beds at home. But at the end of the night, when you're tired, I don't have any issues. I've woken up like once last night to go to the restroom and come back, maybe change sides a couple of times. But
I requested some extra pillows because I need extra support
extra
with my
pillows.
arm. But I found them to be very comfortable, and we have not. You can request them to put it into couches. We have not so far because we didn't want to add to the work of our attendant, our steward, when we're not going to be in the room anyways. It seems silly. Tomorrow's a C day, so we are planning on asking them, because we are going to be spending some time in the room. We're going to be asking them to switch it out for us
to make it into a couch.
Yeah.
Now, do we feel any emotion in the ship?
I mean, you can sometimes.
I'm gonna say I have felt more on ship so far than I have in the most recent cruises. It's not
been really windy though, so part of me thinks that we're just catching the edge of. There are no hurricanes or tropical storms nearby, but
I mean,
that
it's not like we're
doesn't-
like, oh my gosh.
But
No,
that
it's just you
doesn't
can
rule
just
out just
feel the
normal
motion.
rainy weather, and I just think that we've caught the edge.
And-
They've kept us out of the rain, but I think that whatever storms were close by were enough to maybe make the water just a little choppy. Not enough that you would be like, oh. No, not like that. Just every once in a while, you feel just a little
Now,
slight movement.
you guys, if you're watching over on Instagram last night, or I put a reel up, while I was sitting there having succotash and mashed potatoes, I saw my champagne bottle just vibrating.
Yeah.
So yes, there is motion to be felt on. We are in the aft of the ship. Matter of fact, we were to look back out here. We're back toward the backside.
They backed us in.
We backed into the Bimini this morning. Patreon, so you can see I put a video up this morning of us backing in. Oh look, they've opened up all of our.
Yes, for ease.
That's cool. But because we're at the back of the ship, I think we felt a little bit more than normal.
But even that being said, not much
No.
at all. Not much at all.
It's a oh, Christine says that the 5K for the virtual is sold out. Ooh, boy, that didn't take long. Good morning, John. Paula says the party looked amazing on deck. The food looks gorgeous and I want to go. Paula, I'll tell you what, we watched last night. We viewed because we wanted to share it and we wanted to see what it was like. But we both talked about the fact that when we are in, especially for our group cruise next March on this exact same ship and itinerary, that we're to be in the pool. We're going to be having a lot more into the party.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch them last night. What we haven't shared.
If we had been in the pool, we wouldn't have been able to document it for others to see, and that was really important for us this first time for you guys to see it. Donald, I think I answered this yesterday, but it was in a comment, so it might have been missed. I really couldn't tell you whether or not a cruise or Disney World would be better for your family, because just the ages of the children alone is not really a good deciding factor. It really depends on your family, the activities you guys like to do, how you vacation. If that's something you would like to explore, we would be happy to assist you with some travel planning. It's what we do every day. So definitely reach out to us via email and we can get more specifically into your family situation. That's not something we normally do on stream, obviously. But
individualize it.
Yeah, we'd be happy to assist you with that.
Quaharina says, do you feel like the pace is more relaxed, a slower rate, and where you aren't trying to get to a ton of things in a day? I feel like let's put it this way.
We could fill up our time. There are plenty of activities that we could do if we wanted
But
to.
I feel like I'm not doing we've got to get to this trivia. Oh, now we've got karaoke. Oh, now we got to do this.
No.
We've been very just
relaxed.
winging it on this one, as opposed to, when not taking into consideration what we're doing as far as first mates and travel agencies and doing special tours. Like we did another special tour this morning to go check out Richard's Rooftop, which is only available to the Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites. We'll be sharing some of that to show you guys. But I feel like I don't feel as though I'm stuck to a schedule as much. Yesterday at Key West, I felt very relaxed. Today we don't have to be back on the ship today until 6:30.
Yeah.
As opposed to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, where you have to be back at 4:30.
Yeah.
So a little bit more time to do stuff like that as well. And it makes a big difference. Good morning, Thor, and welcome in. Had another question. Let's see. I want to see if I can catch back up to you guys. What section of the ship do you feel has the least movement, Mom? Mom wants to
Okay, so
know.
this is something I want to address because we get this question all the time. And I feel like cruise ships used to be small, and our ship compared to some others is small, but compared to what cruise ships used to be, it's pretty big. And I do not find that one part of the ship is more movement than the other. We have been all over this ship, even during, those times when Chris was talking about where we were feeling some movement. There was not a single spot in the ship where I felt it more than I felt it other places. And I feel that this has been our experience with every cruise that we've had, because every cruise we've had has had some moment. Maybe we passed a rainstorm, a little squall, chopped up the waters a bit, made some more movement. There wasn't a portion of the ship that was more stable, and I feel like that's a bit of a myth that's a carryover from those smaller ships. And I have a lot of travel clients who say, oh, you put me midship, because if you don't put me midship, I'm certain I'm just going to be so sick. When that has actually turned out not to be the case for several clients where midship was not available. So they were either forward or aft. And what I got after their experience when we followed up was, I loved aft. The view was amazing. I didn't really feel anything different. Can you make sure to book me an aft cabin next time? So I would say, if you're going to have issues with motion, where you're located in the ship for your cabin really is
Focus
not
more on
gonna
your relief
matter.
band and other things you can do to help you as far as motion sickness. Because no matter where you're staying, you're going to have to go to the other side parts of the ship anyway for different activities.
Exactly. Except for sleeping, you're not going to be in your room anyway. So, and as Chris mentioned, activities are located all over the ship. This morning we had breakfast in the wake. It's in the very aft of the ship. It's all the way to the back, and it has amazing views out the windows. We also have eaten in Razzle Dazzle, and it is up to the front. Same with Test Kitchen. It's very forward. So you're going to be all over the place. And so I wouldn't let that location of your cabin be the deciding factor.
So you guys are talking about whether or not we're laid back or not. Yeah. I'm showing them the one bed chair that I got to check out today.
Yeah, Chris was having fun with that one.
And this right here, this is Richard's rooftop. This is just one picture of Richard's rooftop. This
Such
is
a gorgeous location.
it's a huge part of the ship. It's all at the front.
If you're
And
not familiar with the ship, you're walking along along deck 16, and you're like, wait, why can't we go any farther?
yeah, we have to stop
We have
because
to
the
stop.
whole front part of deck 16 is just reserved for those who have suites for the rock star and the mega rock stars. And this is just one tiny section of these gigantic like bed chairs. They have their own whirlpools up there. They have everything was empty this morning because we were there before people were even up really and going. But they have happy hours. Like today, there's going to be happy hour from 5 to 7. I believe it is, where they're going to be snacks. They're going to have special sushi and drinks available up there, and we'll show you guys some more content. But this is some of the areas that are available for hanging out with for those who are in suites. But across the ship, everywhere, guys, there are these spaces that allow you to just basically sit back and relax, and it's just kind of cool. Not all of them. Some of them are kind of funky in the way that they're set up. Others are just, I think, for the most part, just different. Some of them are benches. Some of them are kind of small seats. Some of them are larger. But let me show you this one here. It takes a little bit longer for me to switch. They're cleaning our windows. That's so cool. And guys, be aware of the fact that when you're in ports, they have to do maintenance.
Yeah, I mean,
They're cleaning our windows right now. They're cleaning off our deck. They're making sure that our
dry dock every time they need to rinse.
I know. So
yeah, or
this is
do a little repair.
this is another one of
That
the
would be
seating
silly.
areas. This is another one of the seating areas. They have all these types of benches and seats. Every little area is completely different as far as the furniture. So there's lots of little places to lay back, relax, chill, have a drink, have a snack, sit and talk with your friends.
I love the variety of spaces that are available for seating. There's so many just little groupings of chairs available, and I love that. Kim G, just by the way, the request for no caps is because some of our followers who are watching are hearing impaired, or are sight impaired rather, so they are listening with an app that essentially reads
the comments.
all of the comments to them. And if you use all caps, even if it's for a single word, that word is screamed at them.
And their
and
headphones.
if they happen to have headphones on, it's really loud. So we're trying hard to make our experience good for all of them. So maybe extra exclamation points if you want to add some emphasis instead of all caps, just to be kind and respectful.
Oh, one word caps. It's just one word, but you don't want to oh my gosh, this is the greatest cruise ever. And then the poor people who are listening with those assistive programs just get their eardrums blown out.
We don't want to do that.
I got to get back over to Chapman, and my program did the thing it did before where I can't reach my tabs.
So Riley Grundon talked about how the food truly looked amazing. Nothing seemed too large, too small. It all seems like the right size and proportions of topping sides, etc. And I will say that is true. One of the things about their restaurants is there are courses. So it's not just like you're stopping into Chili's and you're just grabbing a steak and broccoli. It is you have an appetizer to start, so it's not huge, although the exception being the watermelon that I got yesterday. That was crazy. That was insane. If you were watching us have breakfast yesterday, you know what we're talking about. But they're smaller portions because after your starter you're going to have an entree, and if your waiter is paying attention and understands you're having some difficulty making your decision between more than one entree, they are going to offer you two. We have had it happen multiple times now, as opposed to on other cruise ships where you have to ask, and they will say yes if you
This is the clam chowder I had this morning at the wake for brunch.
Yes.
And then Susan and I both ordered, by the way, this is excellent. And it wasn't a huge bowl. It was enough to get some really good flavor, lots of clams in it. You can see the large clams chunks in it. Then Susan and I both ordered the steak and eggs. You can't see the steak because it's completely covered with these two eggs.
Yeah.
But then Susan couldn't decide whether she wanted the steak or eggs, or if she wanted the pork belly Benedict.
Yeah, I'm discussing options, and he's like, well, would you just like to have both?
So he just went ahead and brought the pork belly Benedict. Well, it turned out that the pork belly is breaded.
Could not be made gluten-free.
It's breaded.
So he actually came to the table after he placed the order, and he's like, my bad, I didn't realize. Would you like me to still bring it? And he looked over at Chris. He's like, would you like to try it? And he's like, it's already in order.
Did you just ask me if I want pork belly? I'm sorry.
And Chris was like, yes. Yes, I would like it.
I'm sorry. I can't believe you just asked me that question.
But the food is amazing. And once again, I'm just going to reiterate for those that are wondering about whether or not there are good gluten-free options. There were only a couple that were labeled gluten-free, but I mean, nothing I had today for breakfast was labeled gluten-free. I had the wedge salad, which isn't labeled as gluten-free because it has I don't want to say crouton. It was, I guess, almost like breadcrumbs, like micro croutons, but they left that off for me, so that it became gluten-free. The steak and eggs has a lovely potato roasty, which you can see on the photo that Chris showed. I did not have the potatoes. It was breaded, so they left that off of mine. Still a delicious meal. Chris and I were joking about the fact that I unintentionally wound up with a keto low carb breakfast between my salad and my steak and eggs with the spinach. But then on our way back, we passed the coffee shop, and just like on other cruise ships, the coffee's extra. The pastries and things that they provide are free, and they have a little cloche with gluten-free options. They had chocolate chip cookies. They had what I am guessing was a chocolate muffin, and then they also had blueberry muffins, and I grabbed a gluten-free blueberry muffin on my way back. On our little desk right here, I have snacks that I picked up in the galley that are just grab and go. They have gluten-free granola bars, and they had gluten-free trail mix, and I just grabbed a container of each to bring back to the room, so I had snacks. I have had the easiest time for sweet things here that are gluten-free than I have on any cruise ship that we've sailed. I mean, it's just been...
We did have the question, can you have more than one serving or portion?
Yes.
Susan got to have gluten-free fried chicken last night at Razzle Dazzle. She never gets to have fried chicken, but
it's so funny too, because the entree is not listed as gluten-free because it has a biscuit on it.
Yeah, it has a biscuit with it.
So that makes it not gluten-free. And so when I was asking what my options were that weren't necessarily labeled, because there was only like one, and I wasn't really interested. Actually, I think the menu had no gluten-free entrees.
No, there was nothing listed as gluten-free.
So I asked him about it.
But tons of it can be made easily.
Yeah, and so he mentioned the fried chicken, and then immediately went to another entree, and I'm like, wait, back up the truck here. There's gluten-free fried chicken? He's like, oh yeah, the chicken's naturally gluten-free, the way it's made. I was like, yes, please. He's like, did you not want to hear? No, gluten-free fried chicken, please. And it was so good. It was so good. It was like crispy and moist and
so it's time to order dessert. And she orders another thing of fried chicken.
He comes around to get our dessert orders, and I was like, I have an odd request. Can I have another serving of the fried chicken? I was like, because I never get to have it, and it was so good. And he's like, absolutely, I'll get that taken care of for you. And he did. Like, it came, and then dessert came later. They had creme brulee, which was also delicious. That's one of my favorite desserts, so that was not a hardship that happened to be the gluten-free option. But even at the galley, there's like 5 or 6 gluten-free desserts every day in their sweet spot where they just have desserts. So many options. I have been loving it. Absolutely loving it.
So she's been eating extremely well, even with having a gluten-free diet and restriction.
I really have. And when you sit down and your waiter comes over, or waitress, your server comes over to introduce themselves to you, the first question that comes out of their mouth is, are there any allergies or special dietary needs we need to be aware of? Immediately, first thing they ask. And so I mentioned my gluten, and normally they look over at Chris and they're like, anything for you? Like they take it very seriously, and I love that for sure.
So we've had pork belly 2 days in a row now. Pork belly last night at Razzle Dazzle was so soft. It was just like, I joked around with the server, and he thought I was serious. And
I know, I had to like kick him under the table. I'm like, don't
you
freak
him
out.
out. He's gonna think you're being serious, because I literally put the pork belly in my mouth and it just dissolved like cotton candy. I'm like, this is crazy. So a little sip of Coke Zero this morning.
So I have been emptying at least 1 carafe every day, and I am more hydrated now than I have ever been on a cruise ship before.
We've never had water like this. This is
They
really
do
nice.
not serve bottled water. There are no bottles of water anywhere on this ship. It's
Nope.
not a matter of paying a premium. In fact, this poor family was getting back on
Oh
the
my
ship
gosh,
in Old Key West
yesterday.
at the same time as we were,
Bought
and
a-
they wouldn't let them. They bought like a 12-pack of
Of
bottled
water.
water.
They wouldn't let them on the
They
ship.
don't allow you to bring bottles onto the ship. That's not allowed. But they do provide. Like, you could have. I just have chilled water. You can see it's accumulating condensation on the side because it's cold.
And ice, a little ice bucket there.
There's an ice bucket. It doesn't have ice in it right now,
But you
but I
can
can request it at any time.
Request ice.
You can also get sparkling water if you prefer.
But it's part of their sustainability here. Their containers for grab and go are all hard plastic, reusable containers.
Yep.
So they can take them, wash them, reuse them again. Yep. So a lot less waste, a lot less food waste, and other types. So, but I wanted to also, I know we talked about it a little bit. I want to do it one more time. Please be aware of the fact that do not be surprised. They're done.
They're done. They've moved
It took less time than it took for us to do our live stream. They're completely done washing our windows, and our balcony is now fresh and clean. It's required to keep things going, so don't be upset when you get a notification that they will be cleaning your windows or doing maintenance. This is what you want. You want it to be a nice place for you to go and enjoy in your room, so expect them to take some time to do stuff like that while you're on ship, because most of the time they come in to the ports, sailors get off, new sailors come on, and they get going again, so they have to do it sometime. There's our island. Look at that water. Look at that sand. Naomi asked earlier, how long are we going to be here at Bimini? Just for today. We'll be back on the ship at 6:30, and we'll be pulling out tonight. Tomorrow will be a day at sea. We're not that far, honestly, from Miami, so this is a really closed circuit, even though it's a 5-day cruise. And of course, we have our handmade red hammocks, which are perfect for sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying. They have even some great videos and documentaries about how and where they get these made. And there is a great organization that has found families in need who have the talent to make stuff like this, so that they can make them by hand, sell them to Virgin Voyages, and use their talents to take care of their families. So, all right, any last questions before we take you guys up on the ship? Let's go do some walking around. Let's go check out some stuff.
All right, where are we headed? Because, you know, I'm elevating. I'm not.
I know, you're going to do the elevators. I will be going the stairs. Jeff's like, bacon and Diet Coke. I am ready to go.
See? There you go.
How you doing, Pam?
The bacon that they serve for breakfast at Razzle Dazzle, Jeff. Oh my goodness, Jeff. So it's like crispy, but then it's coated with, it's almost like hot honey. Like it's crystallized, and it's like sugary, but it's also spicy. It was so good. I got a side of bacon with my breakfast, and it was delicious.
Tony says, I've seen recommendations that you should bring a refillable bottle for various drinks around the boat.
You know, you definitely could do that. I have not felt the need, because then
I've been
have to
okay
be
with
carrying
that.
it. There's so many places you
I
can
like
just
not
grab
having
water,
to have something with me.
and they have cups wherever they have a drink. Like you can just, and then you just set the cup aside. They don't mind at all. So they have spa water all over. So as we're about the boat, I tend to grab spa water. They have cucumber water in the galley. It's delicious. And then when I'm done with it, I just set the cup aside.
Krista wants to know how much were the canned sodas in the machines. There are no machines.
No machines.
This was actually given to me in Razzle Dazzle.
I think that at that point, for some reason,
they were just serving out of cans for that particular restaurant. And so
morning.
when I left, I took one with me and put it in the fridge as a surprise.
He brought two to the table, and we took it with us.
All the other sodas are on Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. They are complimentary.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything for them. They're included with the cost of your ship.
Yeah. No fee.
All right, let's go out and let's do some exploring.
Do you want midship or
Let's go aft. Yeah. Let's go aft. Let's walking. You know what? I forgot to tell you. When you leave your room, there are two buttons on the inside of your closet. First button is a do not disturb, and when you hit that do not disturb button,
this line goes red?
this bar turns red, which tells everybody, including your stewards, that you do not wish to be disturbed. You're in the room, and so they won't bother you.
If you're leaving, so you're headed to
Wherever.
Wherever.
Off port, off ship.
and
Go to
you
get
want to
something
make sure to let them know that your room is available.
There's another
You're
button you
good,
can
you're
press.
good.
Oh, you're perfect.
Then it
Turns it
colors
blue.
and tells them that it's kind of like a go ahead.
It's available. Come on in. You don't have to knock. Just come on in and work on it. Or if you order something like pillows to be
You
delivered.
don't have to listen for a knock. In fact, you listen for a doorbell. And so last
I
night,
love it. Got a doorbell.
like I said, we requested extra pillows, and our steward was amazing. Brought them in short order, and he rang the doorbell. And so they do, before they give announcements, they do like a little bell sound. And so we assumed at first that we were about to
We're
hear
waiting for an
some-
announcement, but it was
just a
actually
doorbell.
It's just a
Who's
doorbell.
this, the
There's a
doorbell?
doorbell. I told Susan, I said, is it possible for me to just walk up and down the hallway and ring everybody's doorbell? And she's like, no. And I was like, I didn't say should I. I said, could I? And I made her answer correctly, but
Like,
just
you
bing,
could,
bing,
but
bing,
you
bing.
should not.
We're gonna see.
the Indiana.
Do not disturb. It's red. We're gonna
Party hard last night.
a lot of Scarlet Nights last night.
But right here.
Yep, this one's like they're out of the room. It's blue. Come on in.
And once they clean your room, if you put blue on, they will turn that off.
By the way, we just showed our cabin number. So if you guys are on the ship with us and you're watching the live stream, come hang out. We're gonna have fun. And why are you watching our live stream if you're on a cruise ship?
You're walking up.
You should be out there on the. You should
Aren't
be.
you?
Would you tell me where to go?
16, 15? Which one do you want to
15.
do? 15?
15.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you up there.
Hatbox Ghost says on cruises, they offer cones. Well, here they do have an ice cream shop. Of course, it's complimentary. They don't charge you like they do on Royal Caribbean or Disney Cruise Lines. It is complimentary ice cream, and you can either have it in a cone or a cup. So, if you want it in a cup, you can get it in a cup. All right, we're going to be going to 15, I think she said. One more. Woohoo!
This is worth pointing out. So this is where we're dining tonight. We're eating at Gumby. It is tonight. To remember. So there's tonight or tomorrow night. Let's check my schedule.
David D, thank you for being a Magic Crew cast. Have been for 7 months. So,
Awesome.
thank you so much, David D. Just gonna walk in. We're not gonna touch anything. We're not gonna mess with anything. This is Korean barbecue. So this is where we'll be dining this evening.
There are no tables for two here. You're gonna be sitting.
Are we gonna be dining with other people?
You will be making new friends.
Oh, I'm gonna make Susan apologize a lot tonight. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. So look at all these cool areas. But yes, I love the fact that there's so many different restaurants here with different theming, different foods. So, and Tammy, thank you so much also for being a Magic Crew cast. Guys, looking good and green today. I'm excited. This is going to be fun.
So, do we want to walk to the galley and out the other side?
That's true, Timeless Jewel. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I do that for a lot of things. We going through the galley again?
Yeah, to get to the other side. Why did the streamers walk down?
To get to the other side. This is where you can always get yourself some food. Look out there. We're heading there later. We're gonna get some beach time. Can we put our toes in the sand?
So pretty.
Oh, when I got a cone the other day, Crystal, it was a I got a red velvet cone with my ice cream.
I am so getting some of that milk.
Chrissy's like, this is the aspect of a cruise I would not like. Forced conversation with strangers.
don't have to dine there.
Yeah, that's the great thing is
You,
this,
you choose where you dine.
some
There is no
some places
going from place to place.
some places like well, some cruise lines like Disney Cruise Line, you don't have a choice. When you sign up, they will tell you where you dine each night, and they move you around, and you have to dine at each of the different places for dinner.
Royal Caribbean, you may get sat at a table.
Yeah, you may
with
be
another
sat
party.
at a table for dinner with another party. The great thing about here is that if that is a situation you do not feel comfortable with, you simply just do not make a reservation at Gumbay and you are covered. Cereals, spa water. Welcome in, Walt. TGIF. Toes go in first. Make sure you put your shoes on correctly, guys. Do they still have blueberry bagels? Oh, no, I'm full. I'm so full from this morning. I have to remind myself all week today what day of the week it is, Hatbox Ghost. What an amazing feeling to wake up and not know what day of the week it is. She's gonna grab something. Good morning, Julie. Well, Disney Dad 626, you're telling me you can't pick your dining on Disney cruises. There are choices, but when it comes to the main dining, they tell you which of the restaurants you're eating at and what days. So they will give you a schedule and they will say, all right, if you're going to dine with formal dining tonight you're going to be in Arendelle. Tomorrow night you're going to be at the Marvel restaurant, and the night after that you're going to be in this is the time you're dining, and this is the restaurant you will be dining at and for this evening. And if sometimes you will actually be sat with other people. It just depends on what the dining situation is. There is free ice cream. There is free soft serve. But if you go inside their ice cream shop on Disney, you do pay. Soft serve is always free. You can get tons of it. It's really good, especially the blueberry mango. But if you go into their ice cream shop, there is an additional cost. So Linda wants to know, are there formal nights or all casual nights? So Linda, you dress as your night. They don't have formal nights. They don't have, you have to dress up as this night.
If you want to dress up.
But the first night we did have a pajama party. So after 10:30, everyone who wanted to could put on their pajamas and go out to the pajama party. That was fun. Last night was Scarlet Night. Again, not required anyway whatsoever, but Scarlet Night, I'd say a good portion of everybody participated in. And Scarlet Night, everyone wears red, and then there is a dance performance in the main deck at, was it 9 o'clock? That started at 9 o'clock. They have dancing, and then it just spreads out over the ship. And at 10:45, on the pool deck, we had our Scarlet Night big party, which is what we put up for you guys to see later, earlier on our... You're going to walk around and do that, or you're going to sit and eat?
Right, I'm not going to sit and eat. I'm just going to prep it, and then I'll...
Okay. So it's not required, and we had a lot of fun last night watching the Scarlet Night.
From like Miami.
Oh, is this the you can actually buy a ticket, a ferry boat that takes you from Miami to here. This might be it.
It takes you a little while,
Yeah.
Because this is a really small island, so you probably wouldn't stay here, but you could spend the day.
Cindy's like, I so want someone to tell me I have to eat near Endo. It is a mood, isn't it? Alexa says their fries are so good, was on earlier this month. That's awesome, Alexa. What was probably the best thing, if you can remember, what's the best thing you had to eat when you was on?
See, I would have a really hard time deciding. Although the chicken last night, that was memorable for sure.
Susan's putting some Nutella,
I'm probably just gonna sandwich it together.
and she's just gonna make a bagel sandwich. She can't even do a live stream without like grabbing a bite to go.
We're never here for breakfast.
I know. But you don't have to do restaurants as well. You can simply walk into these areas like the galley and enjoy things. Alexa, we haven't been at Pink Agave yet. The Choco Tacos
Either tonight or tomorrow night
is Pink Agave. We got a picture in the front hallway, so that's awesome. Well, welcome in, Alexa. I love it when you guys can come in and tell us that the stuff we're telling people is not just off the top of our heads, but others have enjoyed it and experienced it the same way. So thank you so much, Alexa, for that. Psycho Bunny's like, you gotta come back into the parks.
So this is
We saw this yesterday
cardio.
morning. Yes,
You
this
guys
is our.
walked through this?
Yes, we saw this yesterday morning.
Did you walk through the strength training side?
No. Tony says only 208 days until our group cruise on this exact same ship in March 20th through the 24th.
I feel like I might be breaking some rules.
You probably are breaking rules. You're not supposed to bring food in there. You're supposed to be burning calories. Sure, Locker.
Doctors?
Weight training, lots of exercise equipment, and good size back here as well.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Alexa. We are having a grand time so far. Tomorrow, while we're having our day at sea, Susan and I will be spending a morning in the spa here. First time ever using spa services on a cruise. Kind of excited about that. We are splurging a little bit to enjoy that, so can't wait to share that. We, of course, will not be live streaming that. That'll be a little awkward as we're walking through our camera, everybody getting spa treatments, but Brianna's like, you eat that bagel, girl. I'll be snacking all day long. To be honest, Brianna, she's okay. She had a completely no-carb breakfast this morning. Not a single carb. It was completely keto.
Just make it up.
So she's just catching back up, that's all. This is one of our smaller pools over here. Disney Dad 626, are there pool tables?
Yes.
There are. There are pool tables, and there's also all types of other gaming tables just like that across the ship. Here's our main pool. Last night, this is where Inky took over the deck. Inky the octopus for the Scarlet Night party. That was so much fun to watch. But you can see it's empty now because, well, we're on the island, so everybody's over on the beaches.
Yeah, they're at the beach club.
So the spa services are extra, yes. And you have to, we recommend that you get your reservations made as soon as you enter the ship. You can do it from your sea terrace, from your room. You can call and get those added for reservation. All right, I'll take you guys up to deck 16 for some better views.
So we've the light up hallway, I believe, is at Pink Agave, and
A couple of different spaces.
I haven't seen the mirrored hallway yet.
That one is, I think it's either the entrance to the manor or the road. Can we go the other way? Sorry, smoking section is that way. Can we go that way?
Welcome in, Terry. So this is the Rockstar quarters in Richard's rooftop. Again, open to all those who are in suites.
Yes. It's not, the bar isn't manned right now because, well, they're in port.
They're in port.
The expectation is that you're going to be doing other things. But the seating is available regardless. And they have their own private hot tubs.
They have two whirlpools and lots of other areas. This here, later on, will be serving poke bowls and other.
Fried spiced chicken.
If I can get it into view here, the Sun Club Cafe, serving bao buns, dips, and bowls. It's nice to be able to walk around the ship when everybody is off having fun off the ship to share this with you guys. But even so, it hasn't been that crowded. So look straight down.
You can see their guide in the middle. They must be having an issue with their ship. The little boat.
If you need to do some running while you're out here, the run track is one more deck up. Okay, over here is getting his kickboxing in. And while everybody's getting off the ship, we've got lots of maintenance crew working around to make everything look good. We're getting new varnish on some of the bar top stools over here. I'm gonna try to get back into the shade a little bit so I can see you guys' comments again. So George, are drink prices around the same as other cruise lines? I'd say so, yes. And even more so, 80% of their wine offerings by the glass are less than $11. And here's the other thing to keep into consideration, George. Not only are the prices comparable to other cruise lines, you're not paying an additional tip on top of that out of pocket because they've already been included in the And remember, if you're looking for restrooms, we had to learn this the hard way, the mermaid symbols.
Yeah.
Look for the mermaid symbols. They tell you where the bathrooms are.
They have they show the small signs, which, you know, I guess I get that they're trying to not be to mess with you. Yeah.
Is there a curfew for sleeping, or could someone technically stay outside all night?
I mean, there's probably no safety training for your own safety. They're not going to let you sleep on the deck. And we wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, they're not going to let you sleep out here, but no, there's nothing that says you have to be in your room.
There's no curfew.
Yeah. You can roam the ship, have fun.
By yourself on the deck.
Yeah, but if you're passed out on a bench somewhere,
They're gonna check on you. Are you
they'll
okay?
probably grab your band and help you back to your room. Let's go down a deck so we can have some shade still. Do they have slides at the pools or any water coasters? No. No slides.
No, they do not.
Because these are adult only cruises, their assumption is that a lot of the pools are for light swimming and for sunbathing. So no coasters. There they go. They're getting out there now. No coasters. No crazy, really cool twisty slides. Welcome. Hey, good to see you, AXP 626. How are the chocolate chip cookies? Honestly, George, I walked by them for the past 2 days without getting any of them because I'm grabbing all the really cool other desserts that they have available. So I haven't had the cookies yet.
If you're sitting at one of these tables out here, come and take your order from the galley and bring it to you out here.
So you can sit out here and still order something from the galley.
That is a lovely break.
I'll grab a cookie later as well, though.
In that gorgeous water.
If you're just joining us today, we are live here on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady here in Bimini Island.
Tram right here is to take people straight to the beach. Quick and easy. Hop on the tram and you're good to go.
We'll be heading there a little bit later as well to
Yeah.
take some more pictures and video. We won't be going there live, but we will be taking you guys with us afterwards over on our other social medias platforms.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram, you definitely want to do that while we're on board because we have been going live on Instagram on the regular.
Yeah, I could have done one of our 5Ks right here. They had 2 cookies yesterday that were available. Welcome in, Ode to the Mouse. Good to see ya. I'm good, thank you. Welcome in, just bouncing around. We're just here to follow Susan as she eats, that's all. Eats and drinks. That's what cruising's about. Weird thing to think about. The smell. We got some good wind coming through here. I'm digging the smell of the main lobbies. It's very calming. So I'm gonna go back up here because I can't even hear myself. There we go. So, every cruise ship, you could probably close my, put a blindfold on me, take me onto a ship, and I can tell you if I'm on Royal Caribbean, Disney, and now I can tell you exactly what it means to be like on Virgin Voyages. Rosebud wants to know, Susan, do they have any cruises to Alaska?
Do they have cruises to Alaska? No, they do not. Currently, all of their itineraries are situated in the Caribbean, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, here, U.S. based, and then also in Europe they have Greece, Italy. We have some amazing
European itineraries. We've already had a few guests ask us about those, so we can get quotes out for them for those for next year.
Some of the ports that they go to are not as common and they stay long. So especially on the European itineraries, it's not uncommon for them to arrive in a port fairly early on a day and not leave until morning the following day.
Okay, so they have the nightlife to spend.
Yes.
Let's go to deck 7.
7? Okay.
Dan, we are going to be going to shore, but not on stream. We don't know about the connections out there, and here we know we can stay in contact with you guys, and so it would be mean to take you guys over there and make you listen to static and slideshow even more than normal. So we had a question. What is been your favorite part of the ship so far? What's your favorite section of the ship?
Oh, that's really hard to say because everything's kind of spread out. I mean, I love the galley. That should not be surprising to anyone. I love the galley because the seating is just amazing, and I just.
The galley's a nice place. It's sort of like it draws you. It draws you there to just sit and chill. Even if we're not having a real meal, we'll just go in there and grab a drink. Yesterday I stopped in there and grabbed a bento box and had sushi in it. And not like a formal meal, just hey, a couple pieces of sushi and then sit there and do some work, do some. I worked on social media and things to upload so you guys can see what's going on. Susan was responding to what she could on travel requests and things like that. So we're trying to get some work done as well while we're here. All right, 2 more. Now you can get in the elevators. We've had only one instance of a full elevator, and that was because we were with a group. Yeah. So far, we've had more elevator rides with just the 2 of us than we've had elevator rides with other people in it. So I'm very happy with that. Because sometimes, you know, that can be a little rough. You've been on other cruise lines where it's like every time you get in an elevator, you're like, oh, I'm just going to take the stairs. We can take them into there. We can just show you guys real quick. This is the wake. This is where we had brunch this morning. Hello. Excellent clam chowder for a starter. And very nice, very formal dining. Very upscale. You want to show them the pizza place? And George, I can tell you, whereas it may not be hot and ready all the time. No, it's not. It's a juice bar. It's a juice bar. Import. They're all up on the island making juice for people over there. So this is we are electing to stay off of the island for now, so that we have this time to share with you guys and show you the ship a little bit better. So seating, we had a lot of questions about seating and where to go and how comfortable is the seating. These areas are just so eclectic sometimes. Couches, benches. You know, we've been to certain places before where I'm like, there's no place to sit. I can't find a place to sit. And there are tons of places. Oh, I hope you get feeling better soon, me and my life. Take it easy. Get well. So this is sort of like the gaming area. Yes. This is where you're going to find the arcade. You're going to find other games. There's a whole board game section. There's sports up on the screen. This is where you come to get snacks and candies and stuff like that when they're not in port. Shuffleboard. All the board games are right over here to our right. Air hockey's over here. Pool tables. We had the karaoke here last night for Scarlet Night. Some amazing singers. There's the arcade, which is all free play. And we did not get to share this before because this was had a private event in the loose cannon, but
This is your on tap place. If you're coming over here, that's kind of
puzzle competitions? Really? Got yourself a jukebox over here. Also, they have been working feverishly while everyone's off the ship on the island. I've been watching them clean, maintenance. The floors have been cleaned so that everything looks spotless and ready to go for others coming in when they get back. Oh, some of these areas are just beautifully decorated, MP. Yes, they have the Pac-Man. They have Tapper, Joust. No Spy Hunter. We did check. No Spy Hunter. And of course, Chris, they do have Rocco, Saga,
and
robots.
Simon says.
Look, they even have Pretty Princess. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope you guys are having a good time hanging out with us on the ship for a personal tour of the Scarlet Lady. We are on Bimini today, so most of our sailors are off on the island, which means all the coffee's for us. All the coffee. And here's the thing, Riley, it all has to do with the type of vacation you're looking for. If you like that Disney feel, if you like having Mickey on the deck to wave and to get pictures with, if you want to have Disney music playing and the big slides going around the pool, then make it happen. Enjoy Disney Cruise Line.
We're
But
not saying that Disney Cruise Line is not a good option.
Yeah.
We're just saying this Virgin Voyages is also an amazing.
there are people who would love the idea of taking a cruise, but aren't finding that to be appealing as much. Whereas here, you get yourself a suite, you got yourself a record scratcher in the room. Come over here and get you some vinyl, and take it back to your Rockstar suite, and you can make it part of the Rhythm Nation. So Jackie, we did yesterday, we went to a place called Kermit's, and Kermit's came as highly recommended to get some key lime pie. They had gluten-free key lime, and I got a blueberry key lime.
It was very good.
It was good, and we got a Diet Mountain Dew too, which we kind of needed because they serve. We love Coke products, but
We were in withdrawal.
I needed a Mountain Dew, which is Pepsi product. So, let's go check out ice cream, pizza. We can show you guys where the sips are. All of this is closed at the moment because again, everybody's off on the ship. But this is Lick Me Till ice cream. All of the ice cream is put away, but it all is complimentary when it is open.
So I had the raspberry beet when we had ice cream the other day, and it was really good.
I can't remember what I had. I think I had the key lime.
I had raspberry beet and strawberry malted milkshake.
You can
which
get
is also gluten-free.
you can get a red velvet cone, a midnight vanilla, a vanilla cone. Get 1 or 2 scoops. You can get it on, and the flavors: raspberry beet, key lime pie, vanilla, and a few
Normally
others.
have 6 to 8 flavors. I think those are the ones that they have every day
Yeah.
right now.
So they set all these spaces up and they clean them at the end of the night. The pizza place. If you are Royal Caribbean cruisers.
I'm just gonna say it.
Wasn't sure if it was open or not. If you're Royal Caribbean cruisers, think Sorrento's. It is also complimentary, but it is not just a slice. It is the whole pizza.
These are the everyday. Every day they have these. I really want to try that one. I kind of want to try that one too. And then every day they have a daily special, kind of like Sorrento's.
I had the chicken pesto the other night.
And I had they had
a
an
white pie.
eggplant parm pizza, and I had that. It was delicious. But you can see they have these awesome ovens.
You can smell the pizza.
You can still smell it even though they're not cooking right now.
So unlike Sorrento's, when you order your pizza right up here, you then can watch them make it. It's made for you and only you, so you can have them make it exactly how you want it. 10 to 15 minutes is what they generally tell you will be the time for it to come. We got ours in about 10 minutes. We each got our own. She got her gluten-free crust. I got my other one. You want a piece of me? And you can either sit here and dine and enjoy your pizza, or you can ask for one of their pizza place boxes and just take it with you. Notice they have been cleaning the decks and making everything nice and spiffy and clean. Oh, it's very beautiful decor. I mean, like I said, everywhere you go is completely different seating, different everything. It's like they're almost like completely different little restaurants. Greg, am I going to try the key lime pie? I actually had it the other night. I had it on Wednesday night.
It was good.
Me and my wife, is it lunchtime yet? I had such a great meal at the wake. I'm not even feeling hungry yet, which is unusual. Yes, the pizzas are included. There is no additional costs, and you get the whole pizza. It's not just one slice. The whole pizza. Yeah, you want a slice? You can. And they're not usually made to order. They're usually made. They just pump them out and. Yeah. Let's take them down toward. Let's go take them to the steps. And then we're gonna take them down. Juan, welcome in. Good to have you. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, and welcome on to the Scarlet Lady. Feel free, guys, continue to throw those questions in here about Virgin Voyages. We're doing this for the sake of you guys learning more about this cruise line. One thing I really do appreciate, every time they port, guys, there are these monitors all over the place and in every single elevator telling you where they're at. So we're in Bimini today, what time we're arriving, and what time you need to be back on board, plus some crucial things to know about, including no seashells. Do not grab seashells on the beach and try to bring them back on the ship. They will stop you.
Exactly.
No food or drinks on or off the ship. So the poor family yesterday who bought a 6-pack of water over at Key West, they had to dispose of their water bottles before they were allowed back on the ship.
I love the seating and steps. It's very cute.
A chaise lounge. This is the champagne bar.
Yeah. They have a lot of seating that makes it convenient for, say, if you have a group of you that are seating together. So we have like maybe 1 or 2 seats together, and then we have these large,
Like group areas.
yeah, group areas.
So I had a question. Jessica wants to know, why no seashells? Well, they basically don't want you to remove them from the beach
Yeah, they should not be removed from the beach.
because the problem is that if everybody gets off the ship,
A lot of times they have an animal still alive in them. You may not realize that. So they're wanting to not kill the animals, and they can't say only bring back dead seashells. A lot of people can't make that differentiation, so they have to say don't bring back
just
seashells.
don't bring back any wildlife. Leave it on the beach and let them stay. They're always like, I hope they crushed that water before they got on the ship. I'm like, it's water. I might just have to let that one go. Not like I'm just like, oh, water. Do you want to go down a deck?
I mean, yes.
What? What you looking for?
The central stairway is just cool, but
Okay.
this is fine.
Well, I just wasn't sure if you were looking for something in particular. The elevators are extremely fast. One of the problems I have,
They open and then they're closed before you realize.
yeah, it's hard to figure out where you're going, which elevator you're going to be going into, and so especially when they're in the central mid area and there's 6 of them. It's like
They don't make a loud noise.
they don't
when
let
they
you know they're
open.
there, so they open up, and before you see that they're there, they're like, all right, you're done, and you're like, no, let me in.
You're
But
running to shove your arm in to keep it from closing.
but they are extremely spacious. So we just actually walked by it. It's the main area. Now, of course, not for today's boarding. We're boarding off the back of the ship, but the area we just walked through is the one that you board the ship on embarkation day. There we go. Take only pictures and leave only footprints. And that's kind of the point, I think. And the water bottles, they don't even have water bottles on the ship. Everything is fresh water, filtered water, and they don't have any bottle waste. They don't have any plastic to throw away. Real silverware, real napkins, no paper napkins. So it's a point of the company. So, like I said, even the red hammocks on each of the balconies are all handmade with fireproof materials, by the way. They had to make a really special effort to find materials that they could use that are fireproof. Squid Ink, here's your casino. I can't take you in the casino with streaming, but here's Squid Ink, where you can get yourself some ink on your body. I doubt I could get that through there, but when they're open, it's you make your reservations as soon as you get on the ship. You cannot do it beforehand.
They book up. And there's normally 3 artists on board. They do rotate between the ships. So I'm kind of excited because one of the artists that is on this ship is going to be on the same ship as a client that's traveling next year. So, and she was talking about wanting to get a tattoo. So I can send her the link. They have little links in front of their lookbooks where you can
Look up
actually
their
look
work.
up their Instagram and see more. Kind of see what kind of work they do. Is it the kind of work you want on you?
Rosebud, the reason the ship is so empty is because all of the sailors are on the island.
Yes,
We boarded this morning. We ported this morning, and so they are all on the island enjoying the beach. So that's why we're taking you guys around now, so that we would have the ship to ourselves to show you guys, and then we're going to hit the beach afterwards. But this is a work trip. It's more important to get this information to you guys first. Then we'll go back and we'll go play a little bit.
A water bottle, you can get one. They do sell them. You can get one with the Virgin Voyages.
And look, here's Inky. Inky the octopus. Yes, Rawson found real tattoos. So, And yes, Kitten Duo, Susan made reservations for us both. We are both going to be having a spa day tomorrow on our day at sea. So we're going to be in the thermal spa, and we can have access to the mud room and
Sauna, wet sauna, salt room. They
I've
have
never-
cold and hot plunge pools. They also have just a regular pool that you can sit in, and they have like heated marble areas where you can just relax.
I want to do the mud room.
I know you do.
Can we do the mud room?
I don't know if I can do the mud room.
We should do the mud room.
No.
I think the mud room.
Makes
I think we
mud
should.
room hard.
I think we should do the mud room.
You can do the mud room.
I think the mud room would be fun. Ice Bear wants to do mud room. Hoodies, caps, magnets, shirts, ship bottles, inky, corksicles, mugs. All, of course, anytime this goes with any cruise ship, the shops have to close while the boat is in port. As long as you're in the waters and you're away from the land, all the shops open. As soon as you are on land, the shops close. No, wait, I did not make a reservation for Ear to Ear Magic tattoo.
No,
Not just yet.
we could.
Maybe at
It
100,000.
would be a custom.
Maybe at 100,000. So here is one of our Scarlet Lady models here. $2,770. And here's our glass model. So I think I told everybody this yesterday, and I think get Susan's opinion on this as well, but I think that we should pick up a few items that we can do a giveaway for anybody who books a Virgin Voyages cruise itinerary with us between now and the end of September. We'll have some really cool Virgin Voyages giveaways. So we'll be looking to see what we can grab for you guys. This is extra virgin. This is our Italian eatery. I know George, just haven't figured out which one yet. There we go, Tony. Here's the other thing cool about Inky, the octopus. He also, the way his tentacles kind of sit up is it makes it a phone holder. You can use it to hold your iPhone or your Samsung or whatever, your cell phone. You can use it to hold it, like on a table for selfies and stuff like that. And some of our menu for extra virgin antipasta. We have frisee salad, artichoke salad, smoked chicken liver mousse, beef carpaccio. Even, let's see, spatchcocked grilled young chicken, braised pork cheek, porcini rubbed New York strip, and some of all of the pastas you can get there as well. Here's the thing, there's so many places to dine that we're not even going to go to all of the restaurants on our trip. I think Are we going to extra virgin?
Well, it's the only one we're not going to.
Yeah, so we're not going to make it to extra virgin on this trip.
That is the thing about a shorter cruise, because they only allow you to book one dining reservation a night. So
You have to be prepared to maybe miss
make a
one or two.
choice. Yeah.
And then we got one more eatery we can take you guys to. Take them to Test Kitchen.
Okay.
Here's Inky again. Anybody want a Scarlet Lady stress? Whoa, what's going on, Gus Gus? I took Gus Gus and leaned him down too much. Anybody interested in a Scarlet Lady stress ball?
Squish that shit.
Squishy, squishy, squishy. This is all of the shopping. It's like a little mini mall in this area of the ship. And no toys. Well, except for squishy ships. And this is Test Kitchen.
We dined here on our first night of sailing, and it was a stellar experience. In fact, it set the
So
bar
much
so
fun.
high for the
It
rest
really
of the
did.
restaurants. It really did.
You guys probably saw our post on Instagram. Lawrence took a really good job of taking care of us. Test Kitchen is French cuisine with a push on innovative gastronomy. They give you a menu, 6 courses, 1 ingredient each course, and you have no idea what to expect as to how they're going to present that one ingredient. And we had a lot of fun. We took our time. Unfortunately, the couple next to us, it was very much a here's your course, and before we even got finished smelling and figuring out what it looked like, they had shoveled it in, and I'm like, wow, they looked really bored in between courses, and I think that they didn't enjoy it nearly as much as we did. It's a foodie playground at Test Kitchen. Some of the entrees look like they're on a little bit on the small side.
There are many of them, though.
Yeah, you have six courses.
I promise you will not leave hungry. It's not going to happen.
Timeless Jewel wants to know, can you eat at the same restaurant every night?
No, you cannot. You can only eat there once, and that's a good one.
So yeah, once you make a reservation at one restaurant, now we have dined at a restaurant twice, but not for the same time meal.
That you cannot make reservations. But if you walked up and you really wanted to eat someplace and they had availability, I can guarantee you they would let you sit down and eat there again.
They've been very accommodating.
You cannot make reservations. We'll say that.
We have walked up to, at least twice now, walked up to the restaurant where our reservations were, but early, and they changed our reservation and just let us come right on in. So you can always ask.
Such a pretty view. They do have sunshades that come down though if the sun should have to be shining into the window. We were talking about seating. I mean, this would, to me, would be a good example of it. I mean, they have some amazing seating. And when they are not in port, you can get like snacks here, you can get drinks. They normally have a menu sitting on the table for this bar right here.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, Jackie, is that's why it's important for us to sort of make sure that you know what the expectations are and what you're going to, if you're not that kind of a person who enjoys a slow burn kind of fun foodie meal, then, you know, you don't have to dine there. Go find another place that you're going to enjoy a lot more. Leave that space for others to enjoy.
Travis was asking about the dining for our group cruise and whether or not we will be handling that, and the short answer to that is yes, we will be handling it. For larger groups, if you reach what they refer to as a circle, which is at least 10 cabins, they have someone both on shore and then on the boat that helps to coordinate those types of activities so that you can have your larger group dine together. So yes, we will be handling that as well.
Captain Toto wants to know, what kind of drink packages do they offer?
There are no drink packages.
No packages. They
that-
do have things called
So that you can run you can pre-purchase what they refer to as a bar tab, and it's just money. It doesn't get you anything special. I mean, it's just money. It does allow you to pre-budget because that money's already set aside.
So if you know you want to spend no more than $200, you purchase $200 bar credit.
If you do $300, they give you, for each $300 in bar tab that you pre-purchase, they give you $50 free. That being said, once it's purchased, it's non-refundable. You can't, if you only used 100 out of 300, you don't get money back. So just keep that in mind.
That's the game you play.
That's the game you play. But it can also be shared amongst other people. So as opposed to a drink package where you have to buy it for every person in your group, if you want to, like, say, group your funds together to make $300 to get that extra 50, you can absolutely do that. One person can purchase it, and then, you know, you can share with others. In fact, Chris has his own, technically has his own Virgin Voyages account, but since he was linked to me as a friend, I went ahead and told Virgin Voyages that I was handling all of the payments for things. So he was linked to me, and it came off of my tab. So
I haven't used it yet, but
if he had,
I haven't had any
that's how it would've
special
worked.
drinks. I've been drinking. I've been really good. I've had complimentary. I had one complimentary champagne, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed a little walk around our ship today. This is the Scarlet Lady. In the daytime, she seems quiet. She seems calm. But I can tell you last night, especially right here at 9 p.m., this was a happening place for Scarlet Night. And we'll continue to bring you guys some Instagram lives every so often. And some other information about the ship over on all of our accounts, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and Threads as well. Thank you so much, Shelley. Well, any other questions before we go?
I just want to reinforce the idea that if you book a Virgin Voyages cruise while we are on the ship, there are extra special add-ons that we can get for you that we cannot get once we step off this boat. Once we step off this boat, they are not available. I literally have to walk upstairs to their they call it the get lost desk, but the desk where you book future travel, and book it for you there. If I don't book it for you there, I can't get it. It includes $600 onboard credit. We were just talking about bar tab. Bar tab can only be used for drinks. They have something else called sailor's loot or onboard credit. It can be used for anything on the ship. So you can use it for a spa treatment. You can use it for a drink at the bar if you would like, but you can also use it for a tattoo in the tattoo parlor, or to get a blowout of your hair, to get your makeup done, to buy makeup, to buy merch in any of the stores. It is good for all of those things. $600 per cabin available for that, plus a $300 discount per sailing, no matter how big or large your cabin is. If you're getting a solo insider, it is still $300 off your cabin, which is a great deal. And then you get an additional $100 onboard credit just for booking with us. This is a special thing that you can only get with us. If you were on this ship today and you booked a future cruise, you would not get that additional $100. It is something exclusive to booking with us. So if you are interested in booking, let us know. I can send you the link for you to take a look at what's available. See see a cruise that you like, let me know, and I can take care of booking that for you. It's super, super easy. So
Michelle did have a question as well. How many shows and other entertainment options do they have throughout the evening? We didn't talk about this, but
so there's multiple shows. The same shows don't happen every night. There's one called Dual Reality, which is kind of a take on the
Cirque du
classic.
Soleil or vaudeville.
Well, no, it's a play on the story of Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
And then they have another one. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I'm blanking on it. I apologize. But they have multiple shows.
We're gonna see one tonight and one tomorrow night.
Yes,
So-
exactly. And then they do have on C days, like tomorrow's a C day, they have entertainment throughout the day. So as opposed to during a port day where they kind of shut down all shows and entertainment because most people are off the ship, on a C day, that all continues all day long. So
Tomorrow's going to be a lot busier day, so
Yes.
that's why we did this today instead of tomorrow.
Yes.
Because we knew we'd have a lot more time to show you guys things without having to worry about people being uncomfortable with, showing the seating and all the bars and the restaurants and stuff like that. Is a lot easier.
Yes,
So
exactly. So definitely reach out to us. Send us an email, susanedwards@travelmation.net, chrisedwards@travelmation.net. Better send it to me than him because he doesn't access his email as much as I do while we're on board. And let's get started planning something for you. I would love to get you onto a Virgin Voyages ship with this amazing promotion, and I don't want you to miss out. So let's see if we can't get that in the works and get it done, say tomorrow, so it's so you're good to go with that booking. And if you have any questions about booking with Virgin Voyages, definitely also email us. I'd be happy to answer those.
well, thank you guys all so much. Thorne wants to know, can I get a tattoo that says #1 duck?
I'm sure you could. It would be a custom tattoo, so depending on how elaborate it was, the cost could be high. The other thing
The
to
duck
keep
may
in mind-
the duck may look like an octopus. So just be careful.
They are limited in their time. If you're taking a shorter cruise, there is the possibility that they might not have time for a custom tattoo, depending on the intricacy of it. Longer cruises obviously are going to allow more opportunity for that. But yeah, I mean, they have custom. We discussed it with them yesterday. They can do custom work for you. You tell them what they want, they will draw it up for you and let you know how much it will cost.
So me and my life, we do not have a stream set up just at this moment, but it's not to say that we won't have one pop in sometime maybe throughout the sea day, but we will be in the spa in the morning.
Yes.
Maybe we'll set up a impromptu stream sometime in the afternoon to give you guys some feedback
So
of what
make sure
happened
you're
with the spa day.
subscribed, and make sure you have that bell notification set to all so that you don't miss a notification. It always makes me sad when somebody comes in during replay or during another stream that says, oh, I saw that you were streaming at such and such time. I didn't realize, never got a notification. So make sure you have that bell set to all to make sure to cover your bases.
All right, well, guys, we have a team meeting behind us right here. They're getting some stuff done. And speaking of getting some stuff done, we've been working all morning. And so I think it's time to get a little bit of cruise stuff done.
I think we need to go to the beach.
I think we need to go to the beach. I think we need to know. Here's the thing. We started Ear to Ear Magic 7 years ago so that we could share information of what we personally did and experienced and present it to you guys in a down-to-earth, positive way so that you can make a determination about what you would like to enjoy. And I have never put my feet in the sand at Bimini. So I think I need to go experience it so we know what we're talking about when we help you guys out. But as always, guys, if we can do that, we need you guys to reach out to us and let us know how we can help out. I did it again, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing there. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Nope. There we go. I gotta hide it. There we go. So, if you guys would like any information, and this goes with any travel at any time, we would love to be your Travelmation travel agents, guys. Thank you guys for the referrals. Thank you guys for making it possible for us to reach others who may need a little bit of help from somebody that they can feel they can trust in and work with when it comes to their travel. So
send us an email, susanedwards@travelmation.net. Copy me at chrisedwards@travelmation.net, and let us know where you'd like to go, when you'd like to go, and how you'd like to get there. And like I told Susan, I think we should find something just kind of cool. It may not be big, may not be, maybe, but I want it to be cool from Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
That if you book a Virgin Voyages cruise between now and the end of September, we'll do a quick little fun little giveaway. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to also include anyone who's already booked into our group cruise for March.
Woo!
So if you have booked any Virgin Voyages with us before now and now through the end of September, we will include you in a fun little giveaway of something that has to be, it will be from our ship today. So I will look forward to doing that at the end of September.
Yes.
Well, guys, we're going to head on out. We're going to have some fun. Thank you to all of our mods for helping us out today, making sure that our channel still stays family friendly and we're following the rules of YouTube, that you guys have a great time as well. And we just appreciate you guys being so supportive of us here at Ear to Ear Magic. Patrons, remember, I will continue to put a lot more information, a lot more videos and behind the scenes over on patreon.com. So patrons, keep on the lookout for that. I don't think I've ever put this much stuff on Patreon all at one time.
Never.
But I just thought that was really fun to give you guys a little bit of stuff that no one else has seen. So keep looking for that and let me know if there's something you'd like to see that we can share with you guys before our ship comes back in the port on Miami on Sunday. So you guys have an amazing Friday afternoon. Keep an eye out for maybe something as we check in sometime on Saturday. And until then, we'll see you on the ship. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.